Hey everyone, back with a sales update video for another week of sales on eBay. Really good week here, happy with the sales. Definitely a good variety of stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry my little one's not here. I know people like seeing him, but he wasn't here today when I recorded the first part of this clip. So hopefully he'll show up in the other ones, and my other son wants to be in some, so I'll try to include him as well. Hope you guys enjoy. Please let me know how you're liking the little parts where the clips show up here with what's sold or whatever side it's on. It's something different, a little more work on my end, but some people seem to like seeing the actual sold item on eBay. So I'm doing that as well. And I hope you guys enjoy and take care. Hello everyone, back with the sales from Monday, starting off the week pretty well. There's 8 sales here, so we'll just jump right in. 3 clothing items, this Adidas Lakers 12-month tracksuit. I've sold this thing like 4 times, maybe 5. This time someone finally paid for it. Every time it's sold for 20 bucks. Like I said, just no one ends up paying for it. But this time someone did, so we'll get this shipped out. I paid 5, it'll go first class. Here are some Abercrombie and Fitch cargo shorts. They kind of have the fraying there, the distressing. These ones came out of a big lot that I paid, I think 20 or 25 bucks for like 8 different pairs of cargo shorts. Most of them were Abercrombie and Fitch. Some were Hollister. I think one was American Eagle. The Abercrombie and Fitch ones are the ones that do the best. So these sold for $35 on a best offer. Here's another clothing item, 7 for All Mankind women's bootcut jean that's got some fraying there. These sold for $15 shipped. I'm just trying to clear them out. I'm not really dealing with the women's jeans anymore, so happy to get rid of those. Here's the rest of that smart monitor. It showed up in the last weekend sales video for $150. This is just the bag. It has some wear there and some marks, but it sold for $25 shipped. So parting it out turned out to be a good deal. Here's a little figure. It's from Power Rangers. This little guy. The date on it's 2009. Now this is this guy for $15 or best offer a long time ago. Hoping that someone might give me, you know, $7 or $8 for him and I just ship him out. But someone finally, after months, actually paid full price $15 for him. So not sure why, but happy to get rid of him. Here's a Soul Calibur game for the Wii, sold for $9. Not a great copy. It's got some wear to it, some discoloration. So $9 there. Happy to get rid of it. And lastly, a Griswold. I believe this is number 10, where the number should be. It's kind of worn, so you can't really see. Definitely got some wear on the inside here. Needs a good cleaning. Here is the Griswold logo. It's a small one. Erie, PA. You can see it's got some stuff on the bottom here. Someone offered me $100. I paid $10 for this and a cast iron lid. The lid doesn't actually fit this, though. I think it's for like a size 9 because it doesn't sit in here properly. And it's not made by Griswold. It's unmarked. So paid $10 for both of those. This sold on the best offer for $100. Sometimes these can go for, like, depending on which one you have, you know, $150, $200 depending on, but a lot of them are going to go for more of that 50 to 100 range for this type. So when he offered me 100 and said based on the wear he couldn't really move up, I figured for $10, even if he can make more off it and resell it later or clean it up, for me I'll still make, you know, 50, $60 on it after I ship it out. So pretty cool. Griswold does well. Probably the best cast iron that I've sold. Wagner Ware is another brand that can do okay sometimes, but Griswold's the one you want. So not an expert on it, but do some research. Some of these do awesome. So I'll let you guys know if anything else sells. Hello everyone. I forgot to mention the VCR that was pictured here. This sold on Monday as well. It's all packed up in bubble wrap now and in this box. I got to resize the box and put some padding in there, but it's a Panasonic forehead, no remote. I do have the composite cable with there as well. The red, white, and yellow one. Is that composite? RCA cable, I think is what it's called, not composite, sorry. Yeah, it worked. It's tested. This one I paid $3 for. This particular model, I don't have the model number. I could look it up, but it's getting late and I just want to be done. So it sold for $45 shipped. It'll probably end up costing like $15 to $20 to ship it still, but I only paid $3, so should still be some pretty decent money there. So that's it. It'll go in here, put some padding around it, and like I said, I'll trim the box down. So that'll. Hey everyone, here's the final sale from Monday. It's a Padres PV jersey. It's a player. Padres are just starting baseball. Everybody's starting baseball, but they've won quite a few games to start off. They got Manny Machado, so they're kind of A little bit of hype for them right now. Not that I think they're going to go to the World Series or anything, but all my Padres stuff has been selling. I paid $5 or $6 for this, and it sold for $30 on the best offer. Hello everyone, these are the sales from Tuesday. Kind of a slower day with regard to the pricing or the sales amount. A lot of smaller sales, but the sum of them all was pretty good. This sold within an hour of listing. It's a Honda Haynes repair manual. I bought 4 different manuals for $1 a piece. These don't go for a ton of money, but they always seem to sell. This one was the best one. It sold for $15 shipped, like I said, within like an hour. It'll go media mail, and you might make, I don't know, $8 on that of profit. The other ones weren't as good. Some of them will sell for like 8 to 10, so we'll make $4 but a piece. So nothing crazy, but easy sales if you do find them. Here's a Game Boy. It does work, but it's covered in black. You can kind of see that they colored the inside right there. I cleaned it up as best I could. It was even worse. Like they colored the R and everything with black Sharpie, I think. It does work though. I sold it as is though, just because of the condition and no battery cover, and I still got $26. Here's a PS1 memory card. The PlayStation 1 memory cards usually do the best actually. They sell at least quicker for me. This one sold for $13 shipped, so that's pretty good. Here's 3 Othello knives here. They're kind of got like a little ornate design on them. I paid $3 for these. I've had them for a long time. The picture was really horrible. That's part of the reason why they didn't sell as fast, I believe. And they have some wear on the edges. They're kind of like a little bit nicked up and stuff. I paid $3 and they sold for $22 shipped. So not too bad, but it took way too long to sell them. Here's a good game. This is Separation Anxiety for Sega Genesis. No manual. This sold for like $30 or something like that. $29, was pretty good for a Genesis game. And lastly, Mario Kart Wii U. This is just a box. My friend she gave it to me. I asked her for, she had any old boxes that she wasn't going to use from Amazon to send them to, or give them to me, and I'll reuse them. This is years ago. And so she kept doing that over time. And then one day she brought me this box. She goes, "Oh, could you use it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. If you don't want it." I'm like, "I might try to sell it." And she goes, "Go for it." Well, I took a long time to list it, but I finally found it again. And I listed it, and it sold for $26 shipped. So it's really light. We'll wrap it up in some bubble wrap, throw it in a huge poly mailer. We'll send it out. Even if we're paying a little over a pound, $8 to $10 on the shipping, we'll still make maybe $10 on it. So for just a box, that's not too bad. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll have some more stuff for you for Wednesday because we already had a few sales. Hello everyone, this is Cameron back with the sales for Wednesday the 3rd. Pretty good lot of stuff. Had one thing sell that's not pictured here. It's a Silverado sport coat. It's like a Western style one. It was brand new, but there's a mark on the shoulder. I don't know how it got there. It wasn't there when I took the pictures. It must have been acquired when it was moved to storage or something. I've messaged the buyer to see what they want to do. I'd offered them, if they sold it for $60, I'd pay $10. I offered a $15 refund so they could possibly get it dry clean. It's a pretty small mark, but I offered them the $15. If they want to cancel it, we'll cancel the order. Nothing we can do about that. It's unfortunate, but it's better to not send out an item that's going to get a return or some kind of negative feedback. So we'll see how that works out, but everything else did sell here. This is a little carburetor. I don't know if it's Cayenne or I don't know how to pronounce it, but this came out of a big lot of hats I bought. Sold for $15 shipped. It was the first offer I got on it, so I just took it, happy to get rid of it. Here's a little puppet here. Not little, he's actually quite large. It's called, at least the shirt is Sunny & Co. And this is the brand to look out for. I paid like $4, $5, I don't know, something like that. Had it listed at $65. Someone finally offered $40. I didn't even count it. That's my first offer on it, so I just went ahead and took it. So whatever, even if I paid $6 or $7 into $40, that's still a pretty good deal. It should still go first class. Here's a rain spooner. It's got kind of like an Aztec theme. I bought it when I bought a UCLA rain spooner, which does pretty well, and that one hasn't sold, but this one got a best offer of $40 today. I had it listed at $45 or best offer, so I took the $40 offer. I had paid like $7 for that, $6, so that's pretty cool. Here's a Masterpiece instruction set. I had bought a Masterpiece game, and there were 2 sets of instructions. Exactly the same, don't know why it was in there. I finally sold this for $9 shipped. So, pretty cool. Here's some Canon photo paper. It's 4x6 glossy. There's a couple of the 50 packs here, and there's a couple of the 100 packs. That sold for 18 shipped, not for a whole lot. I had bought it for a bunch of 8.5 by 11 photo paper, and that was just thrown in. So I'll take the 18 bucks on that. They'll get packed up in a padded flat rate. This was a pretty cool sale. It's like a table cover by C.A. Reed. It's like Halloween theme. Sold it for 15 shipped. I had paid 50 cents. That's my son banging on the door, so just disregard that. Here's 4 books, Eric Carle and Bill Martin. I think I paid like 50 cents for these each or something like that. I don't know, maybe a quarter each. They sold for 14 shipped. They'll go medium mail. I know there's a lot of people that like Eric Carle stuff, so I just grabbed them because I knew they'd eventually sell. And lastly, a Pioneer Laser Karaoke. This sold for $140 shipped. I had paid 40 bucks for this with a bunch of Laser Karaoke CDs and Laser Karaoke laser discs. So I have those in separate listings right now. Let's see where the model is. The CLD V760. I tested it out. It works. I have a microphone with it and the remote, and then I have another microphone that I'm selling separately. So when it's all said and done, I imagine we'll be at like $250 for a $40 investment. So pretty good. This thing is a little big, so it'll be a little pain to pack it up, but we'll get that packed up tonight. I'll let you know what happens with the Blazer, if it does sell or whatever, if they want to keep it, and then hopefully we'll have some more sales to show you as well. Take care. Hello everyone, final sale from Wednesday. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Disc. It actually I just posted a haul video about this last night, and then it sold last night too, so pretty cool. This is not in perfect condition. One of these buttons does jam. It will light up. There's like little new numbers that are there for your hit points. If you don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like a card-based game, but this is like something you would hold, and you could put your cards in there and you put your deck there, and it's supposed to be similar to what they use like in the TV show and everything. So these sell really well. It sold for 130 shipped, which was an awesome deal. I gotta pack this puppy up. I paid 30 bucks for this and a bunch of other stuff, so I probably would have almost paid 30 bucks just for this by itself because I know how well they sell, but got everything for 30. I need to wipe it down. There's a little bit in where the cards go there. I need to wipe. I didn't do a good enough job before I listed it, but I need to wipe that down real quick. Then we'll get it packed up. Downside is the shape of this thing is super awkward, so it'll be in a bigger box. But when you sell it for 130, and let's say have 10 bucks into it, 15 max, that's pretty good profit. So worth the time. Look out for that. Hey everyone, back with sales for Thursday. Super slow day. 2 things. Sold this Wild West 4 Seasons that is complete. Came in a big lot that I paid 46 bucks from the storage unit guy I buy from, and that sold for 35 shipped. So that was awesome. Donkey Kong Jr. sold for 22 shipped on the Nintendo, so that was cool. This was a sale from yesterday. It was this Silverado jacket. It's brand new. But I listed it for 60 bucks, or I listed it for 80 bucks. Took a best offer of 60. You can see it's still got this original tag here. Looks pretty cool, but somehow, little hair here. Sorry about that. This little mark showed up. I'm not sure how I did that. I'm not sure. I'm guessing when I moved it to storage, something must have rubbed against it. Messaged the guy, showed him the picture, and said, hey, you still want the item, I'll give you a refund, $15, so you can get it cleaned. But if not, don't worry about it. If I want to just cancel the sale, I totally understand. He said no, he really needs it for some kind of event he's doing. He needs this style of jacket. So I went ahead and he said he'll take 20 bucks though. He wants a 20 buck refund. So we're going to send it out for 40. Honestly, though, it's possible that this thing could end up being, he could want more. It could be a problem later. So I should have just canceled it and ate the money on the $10 investment and tried to get it clean and everything, but we'll see what he has to say. So, yeah, that sold for 40. It'll probably cost 10 or 12 to ship it, and then hopefully he'll be happy with it, and we can go from there. So that's it, guys. If anything else sells, I'll let you know. Hopefully we'll have some sales from the week. Hey guys, back with a sales update video for Sunday, the 7th of April from the prior Friday. So 3 days of sales. There's like 28 sales so far. You only see 25 here. One is another GameCube. It just sold, so I got to grab it tomorrow and I'll pack it up. The other two haven't been paid yet. One's a CD set that sold for $50, and one's some PS4, PS2 memory card sold for $20. So hopefully I'll be able to show you guys those later. 25 sales. Some bigger stuff. Not all smalls or any easy things. So it'll take a minute to pack all this up. It's like 9:50 right now on Sunday, so I gotta get going. I gotta be up at like 5. So here's a Guitar Hero PS2 wired guitar with about 5 games in there. This tested and it does work. I don't really think I had much into it because it came with a bunch of PS2 stuff I was buying from that video game source I had a couple months ago. So that sold for $65 shipped. It's bulky the best way I've found, cheapest way. Wrap it in a little bit of bubble wrap around the whole thing, and then put it in 2 poly mailers and send it on its way. And I've never had any issues. I just make sure the inside of the guitar is all packed in so it's not moving around, and we seem to be okay there. 2 manuals. These are John Deere 230LC. I think they're excavator or some kind of construction type equipment. This is a parts manual on the left, and the right one is a repair manual. These came out of the $100 manual lot. I sold them for $70, 35 each shipped. They're going to 2 separate people who look like they buy manuals kind of wholesale and probably resell them. These are the ones that you actually could order, and they kind of print all the pages and they put them in these binders. So someone else had sold one for a little bit higher than that, but mine are kind of beat up. So I'm happy with that though. That puts, maybe $50 back out of the 100 already, and most of the other stuff I have is the valuable stuff. I have a couple of golf clubs here. These are Cleveland's. This is the 7 through the 7, 8, 9, and then the pitching wedge right there. These are Cleveland launchers. Kind of see right there. They're in really good shape, honestly. A little bit of wear on the face, but we'll try to clean them up a little bit more before we ship them. Honestly, I don't even remember what I paid. I'm thinking I paid... Those are the ones I paid a couple bucks for a piece, and they sold for $65 on a best offer. So I think they're going to California too, so shipping should be cheap. Some clothes. Tebow knows, a Nike shirt. I had 2 different Tebow shirts. One was a Mets and one was a Nikes. Nikes. One was a Jets. They're both made by Nike. I'm losing it. So yeah, the Mets one was newer, so I was surprised someone already donated it. But I got this one too, and this one sold for $14 on the best offer. I had paid $2. Here's a Tommy Sports. This is actually a bootleg one. Don't say anything, but it's a bootleg Tommy. It's like a mesh tennis type style shirt. Sometimes the bootleg stuff does well. This sold for $30 shipped, so I probably should have even shown you guys that. I probably shouldn't even listed it. I didn't list Tommy Hilfiger in the title. I just put Tommy Sports mesh tennis shirt. That way, maybe I'd get lucky and they wouldn't call it Tommy Hilfiger and I'd be okay. But yeah, the bootleg stuff sometimes does well. I sold another one similar. I got $45 for it. It was a white one. So here is a GameCube, $48. This one hums a little bit. It works perfectly, but has I think the mode of the fan is a little bit louder. I've cleaned it up and everything, but I put that in the description and it's still sold for $48 shipped. So I'm a little leery about that one. That one might be coming back if the person didn't really read. Here's a Bullet Express picture here. This sold for $32 shipped. Came out of like a $15 or $20 Bullet Express I bought, and I've already made probably pushing $100 in sales. And I still have a bunch of parts left. Here's a Super Seer helmet. It's white and black, like a police officer style. You can see it's kind of beat up in there, but there's the Seer. And it's not in perfect condition. It's got some wear to it. But this was $10 at a garage sale, I believe. Sold it for $50. So on a best offer. So that was cool. This is a heart monitor. I paid $5 for this last weekend. This OT Beat Orange Therapy Fitness. It's in here and it works. And it sold for $60 full price. So that was cool. Paid $5. Here's a little Tascam linear recorder. It's missing the screen here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And it's missing the battery cover. It doesn't appear to work. If it did work, it's like $85, I think, or something like that. But it sold for $20 for parts. That was just thrown in the big lot of stuff that I had bought. 2 little Game Boy games here. Crash and Spyro sold for $14 shipped. I just lotted them together. They ended up being okay. Here is an Aqua Pets, but the water is like dirty. It's not supposed to be. Kind of see. I just kind of listed, and I was like, oh, it must be like that. And the lady goes, she messaged me and she goes, it shouldn't be like that. But she said, I still want it for my collection. And she offered me $20. And I said, it's yours. This already sold once. This is the collar, pet safe. I think the model is a BLM. No, it's BLM UL-275BM. That one was out of a $25 pet safe unit. The first time I sold it for $80. She bought the wrong one. She seemed really nice. I redid my title because I thought I had copied a bunch of other people reading the same exact title, but it is a little confusing, and I didn't want it to happen again. So I redid it and took out some of the wording, and just had the model number and an indoor fence replacement, and it sold on a best offer of $70. So I had $10 less, but that's okay. I paid $25. I lost a little bit on the shipping because I do the free returns, but it's no big deal. I'll still actually be in the profit once I ship this out, and I still have the whatever the receiver is or whatever the main unit that it comes with. I still have that to sell, so pretty cool. Here's some Panasonic micro cassettes. There's 4 of them here, 2 packs of 2. I think they sold for like $12 shipped, so always good with media. 2 GameCube controllers sold for $50 shipped. On this one got a little yellowing, but they both do work, so those are always cool. $32 for a PS4 controller. It's got a skin on here from Uncharted. It's not actually an Uncharted controller. The controller is a PS4 controller, official, but it's got a skin on here. That one sold for $32 shipped. I paid $5. Guitar Hero. This is a Kramer, I believe, receiver. Right there, a Kramer Striker. This sold for $18 shipped, so those still do well. 120 hard drive for a 360 sold for $15 shipped. I bought a 360 with a bunch of other games for $50. There was a Game Boy in there, and a 360, and a PS3, and then a bunch of controllers and a bunch of games. He said the 360 didn't work, and he was right. It's red ring. So I'm gonna sell it for parts, but this was in there, and this sold for $15, just a hard drive. So pretty cool. Don't drop on your PS4 controller, though. That's not good. This is the best sale, at least price-wise. Panasonic DMR EZ48V comes with the remote, and it comes with the kind of like the quick start guide, the actual manual, but the manual's missing one of the pages, but it's still there, and the cords. This was $25 at an estate sale. It's a VHS DVD combo and recorder. This is a pretty high-end unit. It was only $25. It worked beautifully. I got all the pictures in there. It sold for $225 shipped. Somebody asked me the other day, do I ever get a lot of returns on electronics? And I had one guy recently on a unit I bought. He tried to, it was like a Pioneer Elite or something unit, and he tried to say it wasn't working, and I was like, well, okay, just return it, and just make sure it comes the way it was sent, and we always verify and test and take quality pictures and inspect the unit fully. I just try to sound real professional about it. And then all of a sudden, when I wasn't like offering him, because he said most of it worked but one feature didn't, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. And he said that if you go online you can see there's a bunch of issues, and I looked them up and there were not. I couldn't find what he was referring to. So he ended up just later, like about 2 weeks later, said he's just gotten sick and he's not going to deal with it. He'll just keep the unit. And I was like, interesting how that works. So sometimes just taking really good pictures, the serial number, all the back, the front, everything you have, describing it, saying it's been tested, and then if someone does present it, I don't just jump to a partial refund. I just say, hey, return it, because if there is an issue, then I want to see what it is. But sometimes just that initial approach of like, hey, just send it back, you can kind of see where they're at. Because if it really is broken, why would you want to keep it? That doesn't make sense. So this sold for $225. Sorry about the ramp, but it'll probably cost like $30 to ship it. It's a little heavy, and it's going to be pretty bulky, but as long as it goes through, that'll be a really awesome sale. And I bought that at an estate sale, one of my favorite ones locally. Lost 1 through 5. There is one more season 6, but these sold for $48 shipped. Lost is a really good selling set, especially if you have 1 through 6. That always sells well, and 6 by itself I think sells. So. Or if you find a sealed editions of that, I sold like season 3 for $18 sealed, so on eBay. So look out for Lost if you can find the whole set. Here's a Ware, I don't know, study Bible, King James. You can kind of see that it's a leather one. This was a couple bucks, and it's got a name on the front. and it sold for 30 shipped on a best offer. So names don't scare me. Usually if someone has a name on it, good chance the Bible was a little bit higher quality anyways, and that's, they wanted to memorialize it in their name and everything. And I'm talking about the names in the front, not one where someone writes it in and this Bible was given to me on 1948, by my Aunt Ruth. That's not what I mean. I mean like a leather one with the name on the front. Chances are someone spent some money to do that, so the Bible might be worth looking up. PS3, 93 shipped. This is the fat console. Comes with a controller. I think it's only a 40 gig, but it sold for 93 shipped. Happy about that. We'll do this hat last. This is an Army transport. It's like for Warhammer figures, but it should have a bunch of stuff like foam inserts in here. It does not. This came out of a lot I bought from one of my garage sale friends. I bought a bunch of military stuff, and he had this and one other pack for the same thing. He didn't know what they were. He sold it to me for $5, and I said, sure. This sold for 40 shipped. It's dirty. It's got scuffs and marks, and I listed all that, and it still sold for 40. If you get one with the inserts in good condition, you might get 60, 70, $80, and the other one, hopefully you guys will see that one too. That one might go for like 100 if it was in good shape. So, and lastly, this is a lesson for me in greed. Here's a USA New Era, made to look super, super vintage. It's got the 1984 there. It's not as vintage as it looks from what my research found, but it's a pretty cool hat. I thought USA, someone maybe on July 4th would want it. It is an older hat. It looks to be, but it's like someone said it's not from 1984. That's all I can say when I went online. So, like I said, I'm not an expert on it, but I was like, okay, cool. Picked it up for like $2 at a garage sale with a bunch of other hats. There was some really good stuff. I've had it for about 3 years, probably 4 listed. The first day I listed it, or second day, I got a $20 offer. I listed it at $30 or best offer, and I got a $20 offer that first day. Countered with 25. It's been 3 years since I had someone really interested. Maybe there was one person who offered me 10 after that, but honestly haven't had much interest. Finally, it sold today for $10. So after all that time, I should have just taken the deal. I would have had an extra, $8 in my pocket or whatever it ends up being after the fees, and it would have been sold instantly. So that's why I've had one other experience, another hat when that shows. I'll tell you that story too. Is even worse. But this is one of the ones where I know greed got in the way, and now with things like hats, clothes, Bibles, things where the market is not like video games or electronics, where there's just the market is slimmer. If I get a decent offer, I'm not gonna get greedy on that. I'm just gonna take it and move on, because sometimes you could be waiting a long time for that right person. And for some people's business models, that's fine. You don't mind waiting. You're cool with just sitting there and find that right person who wants to pay the price. But with clothing and that other stuff that just seems to be so long tail, if someone comes through with something reasonable where I can say, yeah, I can accept that and I feel like I made decent money on it, it was worth the investment, and I can get it out of here, then I'm going to do it, because I don't want to waste. That's why that Tebow shirt came in at $14. I had it listed at like 19 or 18. I'm like, I'm not even countering, just get it out of here. Because sometimes you counter, and like I countered on this one with a 25, and I didn't get a recounter at 20. I messaged him even that, said, I'll take 20 like a couple days later, and I never heard back. So sometimes they don't even respond. That's it. That was your one shot. So I'm not saying don't counter. I'm not saying, you didn't price it right. But for me, if something comes through and it's reasonable, I'm taking it. I want to move stuff. I'm not trying to keep it. So again, that's my little 2 cents there. You guys hopefully don't have that kind of stuff where you missed the opportunity and 3 years later you finally sell it and you're going to make a couple bucks only. So hopefully we all can avoid that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and the channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I know I want to do more with the channel, but just life is keeping me pretty busy. So for now, it's probably just going to be hauls and the sales. And my wife and I are trying to set it up where we can do some stuff with ride-along type stuff when I'm garage selling. So that might be in the works, but we haven't really foolproofed it yet. So also, if you have a good idea of what you're using for a ride-along, if any of you are doing that, let me know. If you're just using your phone, you have a GoPro, kind of how do you have it set up, what's the best method, because I would appreciate the help. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Hello everyone, back with the final sale from the weekend. It's a silver or platinum GameCube here. Got some discoloration there. Comes with the cords, aftermarket AV cable. Does work, tested, sold for $48.